Welcome back. One of the most common resolutions that we make each year is to be better with our finances, but it can also be one of the toughest goals to keep.
Whether you resolve to reduce debt or be a better investor, our resident money expert, Melissa Leong, has some great advice to help us all stick to our money resolutions. Welcome back, Melissa. We love seeing you.
Happy New Year, my friends.
Well, yes, you said it. The holidays, they're behind us, and the credit card bills are going to be arriving any day. So what advice do you have for people who are resolving to pay down debt?
Okay, let's just do this. You're going to list all of your debts and their respective interest rates. And this, according to research, is a very motivating strategy. You're going to choose one debt and you're going to concentrate all of your repayment efforts on this one debt. So it might be the smallest one. It might be the one with the highest interest rate. That one makes the most mathematical sense. But what's most important is what is going to motivate you, what's going to set a fire under your butt. It's going to get you to keep going. And once you've destroyed that one debt, any money that's freed up, you're going to apply to the next one. And when we talk about motivation, I do want to also add that we like to continue good behavior if we have rewards. So when you pay off a debt or when you get to a milestone, I would give yourself a reward. Not, like shopping spree, but, just mark the occasion. I will text my friends and I say, hey, guys, I have a fitness goal. And when I hit I did 10 push-ups, I tell the world, it's just making sure you celebrate your win.
Well, experts say that inflation is going to get worse this year. So with the costs of living rising for many Canadians, what can we do if our resolution is to save more money?
You want to give your savings goals meaning. So according to one study, people were less likely to misuse money that was earmarked for a specific purpose if the envelopes were labeled with their kids' names. So you want to name your savings account. I know it gives it a little bit more, tangible feeling behind it, a purpose. You want to have various savings accounts, for gonna redo my 90s style kitchen, going to get new drapes, going to, a savings account for a post-pandemic, much deserved vacay. And you also can't expect change to happen without some sort of accountability structure. So you want to have peer support and you want to make it fun. So for example, if you had an informal savings group with 5 of your closest friends or family, you would say, hey guys, every month, each of us are going to put in $100. And then every month somebody gets a payout of $500, and you're going to continue this until everybody gets a turn. And the point is, it's just forced savings, but it's a little bit more fun. You get to talk about the savings goal and what you're going to use the money for. And personal finance is personal. And if everything I've just said, you were like, no, Mel, it's not fun. I don't think savings is fun. Then you know what? Just take the thought out of the equation. Automate it. Just have an automatic transfer of money, a certain percentage of your income coming into a separate account. And if you have one already set up, please, before the end of the day, start now, bump it up.
I love that. I'm going to also rename mine Greek Villa. So thank you for that. My other goal is to pay down my mortgage sooner. Do you have any tips to help me do this?
Yes, high five, Jess, and congrats on the evolution of your Greek villa. Very exciting. And so the more time you spend paying for your mortgage, the more you're going to pay in interest. And so if you want to save money over the long run, you're going to try to pay off your mortgage sooner. And there are very simple ways to do this. One of them is just accelerating your payments. So that's basically changing your monthly payment to biweekly payments, for example. You also have prepayment privileges often with your mortgage. And this just means you can increase the amount of your payment, or you can add a lump sum on top of your regular payments. Now, this is something that you should look up in your mortgage contract. Make sure you read the rules. You don't want to get, caught by any penalties or fees.
Okay, Melissa, my goal is to become more savvy with the stock market. It has always scared me, but I have actually started learning a bit. I've even started playing a little bit, but I want to get more knowledgeable. What would you suggest?
Cyn, I'm so proud of you. That's such a great goal. And I'm glad you brought it up because people have told me many times that investing is like a foreign language to them. And as somebody who learned 3 languages growing up, I actually think that's awesome, because it just means that you can learn this language. You just have to expose yourself to it. So there are a lot of really approachable, dare I say even fun, videos out there that will introduce you to investing. Your bank may have a Investing 101 series, for example, or you can listen to a podcast on your way on a drive. I have one, an investing podcast, or you can take out a book from the library. Just start small. I learn best by doing. And I'm not alone. More than 2.3 million new DIY investment accounts were opened by Canadians in 2020. And so if that's what you want to do, open an online brokerage account and just dive in. Or even better yet, you can actually open you could try a practice account or an online trading stock trading simulator. Again, your bank may have one. It's just an educational tool to help you, play around without actually having money, behind the exploration. Lastly, if you already have investments, one thing to do is just to look more deeply into what you have. You may have mutual funds, for example. And so look at your account statement and pick one. Just pick one mutual fund and look at the fund facts, look at the fees, look at the holdings. Holdings just means the stocks and bonds and the securities that are held within this account, or held within this fund, and compare it to other similar funds, using a tool like Morningstar. I promise that looking for the first time even can be extremely empowering. And then that language doesn't seem as foreign as you feared.
Oh my God, I want to try the simulator one. That sounds like so much fun. Now, listen, though, for some Canadians, the pandemic affected their ability to build retirement savings. So what advice do you have for people hoping to save more for that moment?
It's really weird when you think of saving for retirement. Future you is like a stranger, and lots of research has shown this. So when you are trying to save money for future, it's like, I'm going to give money to this stranger. Why would I do that? So a lot of exercises that connect you to your future self are actually effective in helping you save more for retirement. So, for example, study participants who saw an aged rendering of themselves, through a Snapchat filter or something, they were more likely to save money for their future self. You could create a vision board for the type of retirement you want. You could write yourself a letter for the future and date the letter. This is important. Not just saying this letter is for 20 years from now. You want to date it. So it says, January 10th, 2042. This letter is for you. Also, don't get hung up on rules of thumb when it comes to retirement savings. You need X amount of money to retire. A lot of those are outdated. What's important is that you get into the habit of doing it regularly and do it immediately if you haven't started. Look into some of the tools that are available to you, like a TFSA, like an RRSP. And if your employer matches some of your contributions to your RRSP because you have a group plan, you want to max that out, because otherwise you're leaving free money on the table.
Yeah. Great advice. Okay, according to research, you've said that the pandemic has led to more impulse spending. I think lots of people can see themselves in that research. Can you share some hacks if somebody wants to spend less or just spend smarter?
Yeah, me too. I use 3 strategies when I'm deciding whether to buy something. One of them is cost per use. Okay, this dress is $200. I'm going to wear it twice. It's $100 per wear. Is that worth it? I also use the idea of hours spent to get something. Okay, this concert is going to cost me 15 hours of work to go. Is that worth it? And finally, either or questions. So rather than saying, should I get takeout? Yeah. Position it in your head as, should I get takeout, or should I save that $50 and put it to my debt immediately? And finally, that being said, I know I talked a lot about, this process of what you should be thinking in your head before impulse buying, but a lot of our impulse buying during the pandemic has been due to stress. I'm stressed. And so, stress reduces your ability to process complex financial information. So, I eat more junk food. I'm less patient with my kids. And I don't make sound money choices when I'm stressed. So if you want to be better with money in 2022, one of the things that you could do is put some resources to reducing stress.
Oh, good advice always. Melissa, it's such a pleasure. Thank you for these great tips.
Thank you so much, ladies. Good to see you.